All right, apparently we got some Pistons fans inside our studio. A Game 1 win. It is a brand new edition of the association. We are presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Mike Yam, Q Rich, Chris Haynes with you. If you're a Pistons fan, after what you just experienced in the first round, I got to imagine there's like a little bit, Q, of a sigh of relief here that you get game number 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't want it to, be upside down like the Orlando series was, but I think, they got a good thing going against Cleveland right now.
Yeah, faced a little bit of adversity in that fourth quarter, but they withstood it. And Cade Cunningham, man, proved why he's one of the best in this league.
Yeah, no question. Meanwhile, we'll show you exactly how it transpired. And by the way, if you are new to the association in the postseason, as soon as the coaches and the players hit the podium, we will bring you those press conferences live here on NBA TV. But these are two teams that are familiar with each other, actually split the season series 2-2. All right, I guess we're not going to show the highlight. Meanwhile, I want to ask you, because you had said, hey, at one point you felt like there was some adversity. We actually showed.
Are we getting the highlights, Mike? What do we do? Okay.
Coming up clutch, got that playoff experience. That's a big bucket. At that point, you're like, ooh, we still got ourselves a game. And cut it to 6 off the Mitchell 3. That one's not going to fall for him. Detroit pushing the finishing touches on this one, and more importantly, coming up with a Game 1 victory. 6 Pistons players scoring in double figures. Cunningham goes for 23.7 assists. Duren, another double for him. Meanwhile, for the Cavaliers, Mitchell, James Harden, they combined for 45, but Cleveland obviously falling a little short. Here's Cunningham when it was done.
All right, Cade, even when the Cavs were gaining momentum, you guys...
just play to your strength, but just give effort, put it all out there, and you got somebody behind you that'll come in for you whenever you're tired. So we got a great culture going. It's one win, and we got to come back and do it again.
It's a best-of-7 series, but do you feel like this game really can set the tone for how this series will go?
Yeah, it's supposed to. At home, you got to protect home court. We didn't do that last series, so we know it's important this series. They're a tough team. They want to come in and steal one. So we handle business tonight. We got to do it again day after tomorrow.
Hey, thank you so much. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, there's one point in this game, and I know Cunningham has got to feel that sense of relief. You touched on it before, some of the adversity in a game like this. Take me through, Q, from a player's perspective, though, when you gutted out in an opening round series against Orlando, and there's some real concerns about that team even advancing to get to this point, and you see a run, and it's in the fourth quarter, and Cleveland goes on an 11-0 run to tie this ball game late. You're sitting there going, ooh, like things get a little bit tighter here. What did it say to you that they're still able to win by double figures?
Did they know who they are? They just had to buckle down on things. Like you said, they just went through a really tough series in the first round, and they weathered that storm. So if nothing else, they know they could survive. They could take a punch and survive and then come back from it. So I think they just leaning into that. I think Cade is an unbelievable leader, and he keeps them steady, and he keeps them going the right direction. But they got a solid team, man, and they lead, like he said, they lead with their defense. So I really like that about them.
Yeah, the first game is always about trying to fill your opponent out, right? Trying to see, okay, can this guy hit me with a jab? How hard can they hit? Can we withstand their hit? And I think for Cleveland's standpoint, now they have to adjust and adapt. And I look at their front court, right? We saw in the latter stages of the game, they had Evan Mobley trying to contain Durham, and Durham was still getting those rebounds. He's a monster guy. Is Jared Allen going to be able to play significant minutes in this series? Or are they going to be able to play their twin towers of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen? Does Detroit's matchup problems, does that eliminate Cleveland from being able to play the lineup that they notoriously use throughout the regular season? So it's all about, okay, how is Cleveland going to do this now? Because major adjustments are going to have to be made. Turnovers, 20 turnovers led to 31 points for Detroit, so they got to clean things up on that area. But overall, pretty good game.
Meanwhile, you mentioned some of those adjustments. Cleveland's going to have to figure that out. Just stepping to the podium right now, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Kenny Atkinson. Let's take a listen.
Offensive boards, making blocks, that seemed pretty clutch. Where'd you see him just being the most effective tonight?
Again, his all-around game is effective for us. I thought down the stretch in particular, his will to want to go get the ball and the offensive rebounds that he had and how he imposed his will on the game to give us extra possessions. Defensively being in the right spot to limit some of the early penetration, showing his frame. I thought he did a great job for us all around.
Hey, Coach, before the game, I asked you what are some of the benefits that you could take away from that 7-game series. The way this team started and the way they was able to execute at the end after the game was tied, how much of what we saw was a testament to that?
all of it, understanding what the moment needs and what's called for, and then having the poise and confidence to go and execute it. And, playing in 3 basically elimination games, you understand that. You understand, how important starts are, the urgency. You understand, how to close and how to finish and how to get to your spots. And then you grow belief that you can. And I think that series did a lot of that for us.
JB, you finished with 31 points off of turnovers this evening. Seemed like just about every possession you had your hands up in their business, and forcing a million turnovers. It just seemed like, was there a real emphasis going into this game of just mucking it up in there?
I mean, that's who we are defensively, right? That's what our physicality does, to people. It puts them in tight spots, and then they got to make great plays in tight spots. The aim is to wear you down as much as we possibly can. We want to be as physical with you as we can. We want to put our body on you as much as we can, pick you up full court as much as we can, and then make this, it's about a series, right? It's not just one game, and there's quick turnarounds, right? So now, can we force your legs to be a little bit heavy because we're putting that weight on you, we're putting that pressure on you, and see if we can wear you down over a series. But it's not easy, right? It's not easy, and we know this is going to be a long, tough series for us. But we got to know and believe in our system and who we are, that we can sustain it and continue that physicality. And tonight I thought we did a great job keeping them off the free throw line while being physical too.
JD didn't get it going scoring-wise until the fourth quarter, but his defensive rebounding was strong all night. He had some blocks, and then the 2-man game with him and Cade got going as well. What did you see from him, and especially late, where him and Cade were able to get that going in the way that they didn't in the first round?
Yeah, I mean, they're comfortable, obviously. The way they're being guarded is different. The coverages are different for them, so they know their outlets. They know where to put the ball when necessary. But again, I'm not, here and listening to harp on the JD scoring piece, right? Like, JD does so much for our team all around that, obviously we know he's capable of scoring, but his impact is felt no matter what.
Played 10 guys in the first quarter, got contributions from all kinds of players. Is this a strength in numbers kind of game for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the depth that we've developed over the season. That's the trust that we've developed in guys, throughout the year. And even if it's short stints and it gives a guy a blow, like, you can go out there and be full speed and be, pick your pressure up, be more physical. And we can just keep throwing bodies at people. And again, I think it's a strength of ours.
JB, it seemed like, down the stretch of that last series, Duncan was kind of doing a little bit of everything when maybe his shot wasn't going, but tonight he was really able to, establish stuff for you guys early in the third and fourth. Just when he's able to get his shot going, how impactful is that?
It just spreads the defense. The way that teams have to guard him, they have to chase him. They have to put 4 eyes on him because he's getting screening action. And now that opens up the game. Either he's getting his shots like he was, or it opens up the game for everybody else, where everybody else gets a chance to get loose.
You talk about Jenkins a little bit in the first series. It took him a little while maybe to get used to being in the playoffs or whatever, but in the end of that series, and particularly tonight, he seemed to be fine. How much did he contribute to what happened?
A ton. He's grown, right? And I think that's, the story of DJ is like every step of the way you watch him learn and grow and take the experience and become better for it. It was funny, because like he did that first game of that first series, he was trying to get comfortable. But if you go back and watch it, it was like every game he got a little bit better and then he got comfortable. And I think that's showing and carrying over to now.
Hey, Coach, what did you see from Ron Holland tonight, and what was it like? What was the conversations like that you had with him in those couple of games where he did not play against the Magic?
You just got to stay ready. We've talked to the guys that these either quarters, games, series, like roles and responsibilities are going to change. Whatever your skill set that you have is going to come necessary at some point. So just make sure when you get your opportunity, you're ready.
And just what did you like about the